Welcome! In this video, today we'll explore the Article 6 of the Philippine Constitution, which focuses on the legislative department in where the Senate and the House of Representatives place. We will be breaking down how laws are made, what powers Congress holds, and how it keeps the government in check. Whether you're new to the topic or just refreshing your knowledge, this video will make understanding Congress both easy and interesting.
The Article 6 mentions that the Congress takes control of the legislative power of the Philippines is composed of two houses, the Senate or the upper house and the House of Representatives or the lower house. The Senate houses 24 senators elected at large by the qualified voters of the Philippines. The term of office in the Senate lasts for 6 years, wherein more than 2 consecutive terms in the office is not allowed. The Senate is led by the Senate President, the President pro tempore, Majority Leader, and Minority Leader. The major functions of the Senate enables them to have the sole power to declare the existence of a state of war, to revoke or extend the martial law, or the suspension of the privilege of a writ of habeas corpus, the validation of treaties and international agreement, and they also have the sole power to try and decide all cases of impeachment. The Senate also reviews and passes bills introduced in the House of Representatives, and it also conducts investigations in aid of legislation. Written in the Section 3 of the Article 6 in the Constitution, no person shall be a senator unless they follow certain qualifications with their citizenship, age, literacy, registration, and residency. These qualifications are under the Latin principle expressio unius est exclusio alterius, meaning that the Congress shall not add any more qualifications other than that what is written in the Constitution. Now, let us get to know the lower house or the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives houses not more than 250 members, unless is otherwise fixed by the law, with a term of service of 3 years, wherein a member is prohibited to serve for more than 3 consecutive terms. These representatives could either be elected as district representatives, by which are elected from legislative districts, which constitutes 8% of the members of the House of Representatives, or they could be party list representatives, by which shall constitute 20% of the total number of the representatives, including those under the party list. The members of the House of Representatives is headed by the Speaker of the House. The House of Representatives, as the lower house of a bicameral Congress of the Philippines, accompanies the Senate in exercising legislative power, except to the extent reserved to the people with the provision on initiative and referendum. The House introduces and debates bills, which are then passed to the Senate for further discussion. A member of the House of Representatives is elected under the qualifications of their citizenship, age, ability to read and write, registration in the district that they shall be elected, except for the party list representatives, and also their residency.
Now I'm going to discuss the Article 6 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, focusing on the qualification and terms of the senators and representatives, the election process, how the legislative branch works together, and the system of checks and balances between the Senate and the House. The election process under the Constitution, regular elections for senators and representatives are held on the second Monday of May. In cases of emergencies such as war or disaster, a special election may be conducted instead. So senators are elected nationwide by qualified voters, while representatives are elected either by voters in the respective districts or through the party list system. For party list elections, accredited groups campaign for votes, and they need at least 2% of the total votes to win a seat.
Enumerated power of Congress are those powers explicitly or expressly identified in the Constitution. They define the limits of power for each branch of the federal government. An example of enumerated power in the Constitution is found in Article 1, Section 8 for the legislative branch. This includes such powers as the power to coin money, establish post office and post roads, regulate interstate and international commerce, and raise and support armies. The enumerated power of Congress in the Philippines are vital for maintaining a democratic, accountable, and effective government. They establish clear legislative authority, promote transparency, safeguard democracy, and ensure checks and balances among branches of the government. The enumerated power uphold the Constitution's vision of a just and equitable society, serving as a foundation for national unity and progress.
Let's dive into something super important but often misunderstood: the implied powers of Congress. What are they? Why do they exist? And how do they shape our world? Let's break it down. What are implied powers? Think of the Constitution like a toolkit. Some tools are clearly labeled. Those are the enumerated powers, like the power to tax or declare war. But then, there are situations where you need a tool that isn't explicitly listed. That's where implied powers come in. They are powers that the Congress uses to do its job effectively, even if they're not directly written down. They're derived from the necessary and proper clause, which gives Congress the flexibility to create laws, essential to carrying out its enumerated powers. One classic example is the creation of the National Bank. The Constitution doesn't specifically say make a bank, but Congress decided it was essential for managing the country's finances. Another example is building highways. The Constitution doesn't mention roads, but Congress has the power to regulate commerce, and highways are crucial for that. Without implied powers, a lot of systems we rely on today wouldn't exist. So why is it important? Implied powers make sure the government isn't stuck in the past. They let Congress address modern issues, like regulating technology, protecting the environment, or ensuring public health. These powers aren't just about rules, they're about finding solutions and moving forward. Imagine if Congress could only stick to what's written. Our country would struggle to adapt. At its core, implied powers show us that the Constitution isn't just a list of do's and don'ts. It's a foundation for growth. It's about trusting Congress to use its judgment to serve the people better. So next time you see a law that feels modern or necessary, it might just be an implied power at work.
Now, let us talk about the non-legislative powers and functions of Congress in the Philippines. These powers help keeps the government in check beyond just making laws. There are impeachment power, confirmation power, investigate power, power to declare war, treaty ratification. How does this all work? First, Congress can impeach high officials like the President and judges. The House of Representatives starts the process and the Senate tries the case to decide if the official should be removed. Second, the Senate approves important appointments by the President, like Supreme Court justices and cabinet members. This ensures the right people are in key position. Congress can also investigate matters of public interest. Both the Senate and House can hold hearings, call witnesses, and find out if there's corruption or wrongdoing in the government. Congress has the power to declare war. Although the President leads the military, Congress must approve any decision to go to war. And finally, the Senate must approve international treaties before they become official, making sure they're in the country's best interest. To sum up everything, Congress's non-legislative powers help keep the government balanced, making sure everything is fair, accountable, and in line with the people's needs.
How does a bill becomes a law under the legislative branch? So it has processes from different houses. The first house from which the bill originates may be either the Senate or the House of Representatives. However, there are certain bills that have to originate from the House of Representatives, like appropriation, revenue or tariff bills, bills authorizing increase of the public debt, bills of local application, and private bills shall originate exclusively in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur with the amendments as stated in Section 24, Article 6 of the Constitution. So it involves 3 readings. The 3 readings in the first house, the 3 readings must be done on separate days. Printed copies of the bill in its final form should be distributed to the members of the House 3 days before its passage. So the requirements of printing and reading on separate days are not required when the President certifies to the necessity of the immediate enactment of the bill to meet a public calamity or emergency as stated in Section 26, Article 6 of the Constitution. So in the first reading, the number and title of the bill is read. The bill is then sent to the proper committee for study and recommendation. In the second reading, the bill is read in full with the amendments proposed by the committee. The bill is then subject to debates and amendments. After any amendments, the bill is voted upon. If the bill is approved after the second reading, it goes to the third reading. In the third reading, the bill is again voted upon. After the 3 readings in the first house, the bill is transmitted to the second house, which is the House of Representatives. The same process of 3 readings is followed. If the second house approves the bill is authenticated and transmitted to the President. But if the second house introduces amendments, the bill is transmitted to the first house. If the first house agrees to the amendments, then the bill is authenticated and transmitted to the President. But if the first house does not agree to the amendments, the differences will be settled by the conference committees of both houses. So the conference committee will provide a report or recommendation which is not limited to considering the conflicting provisions. This means that the committee can include a whole new provisions not related to the conflict between the houses. If the committee's report or recommendation is approved by both houses, the new version is authenticated, then transmitted to the President. So the authentication means the signing by the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Senate President of the printed copy of the approved bill, certified by the respective secretaries of both houses. After authentication, the bill is transmitted to the President.
Presidential action. Once both chambers approve the final version, it is sent to the President of the Philippines, who has 30 days to first sign the bill. It becomes a law. Second, veto the bill. It is returned to Congress with reasons for rejections. Congress can override the veto with a vote of 2/3 in both chambers. Third, take no actions. If the President does not take actions within 30 days, the bill automatically becomes a law. Publication. Once a bill becomes a law, it is published in the official gazette or newspaper of the general circulation. The law takes effect 15 days after publication, unless otherwise specified. This official process ensures the laws undergoes rigorous reviews and consultations to align with constitutional requirements and the public's interest.
Congressional check on executive power of the purse. Congress has two main ways to check the president's power over spending. So first is impeachment. This is the serious process where the House of Representatives can formally accuse the president of wrongdoing, like abusing their power over money. If the Senate convict the president, they remove from the office. So the other one is oversight. Congress can regularly review how the president is spending money. They can hold hearing, investigate, and even block funding for programs they don't agree with. This helps the president accountable for how to use taxpayer money.
Congressional checks of the judiciary confirmation of judges. The systems of checks and the balance ensures that the legislative branch has multiple mechanisms to check the judicial branch, from confirming judicial appointments to controlling the judiciary budgets. Congress plays as a crucial role in maintaining the balance of power. Each of these mechanisms serves to uphold the principles of accountability and prevent any one branch from overstepping its bounds. The dynamic interplay between the legislative and judicial branches is a testament of the foresight of framer of the Constitution who designed the system capability of evolving with the nation needs. For implementing of judges. Judges plays a vital role in legal system, acting as impartial arbiters who ensure the fair and just application of the law. This implementation, however, goes beyond simple presiding over court proceeding. The implementation of judges is a vital aspect of the legal system, ensuring that the law is applied fairly, consistently, and in accordance with evolving cross-societal values. Judge plays a crucial role in shaping the common law, interpreting statutes, upholding human rights, and navigating the delicate balance between judicial activism and restraints. These decisions have a profound impact on individuals, societies, and society as a whole. Legislation. The legislative process is a dynamic and iterative journey reflecting the complexities of governance in a representative democracy. While the stages outlined above provide a general framework, the specific details vary significantly across jurisdictions. Understanding this process is essential for informed civic engagement and participation in the shaping of law that govern our societies.
Here are the executive and judicial check on balance. The President has the power to veto laws passed by Congress, blocking them from becoming official. This ensures that the executive branch can reject legislation it disagrees with or sees as against its goals. However, Congress can override the veto if the two-thirds of both the House and Senate agree, maintaining a balance of power. Primarily, the Supreme Court can review and rule the constitutionality of law passed by Congress. If law violates the Constitution, the court can declare it invalid. This ensures that all laws conform to constitutional principles and prevent Congress from overstepping its authority. The President can issue executive orders to direct federal agencies or address issues not covered by existing laws. While not legislation, these orders can affect how laws are enforced. However, executive orders are subject to judicial review and can be